What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the Pro. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are here back recapping another Miami Heat game for you guys. In today's video, again, very straightforward video, recapping the preseason game that just wrapped up about 30 minutes ago between the Heat and the Spurs. Make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, turn on post notifications, and leave a comment down below as to what you guys think, any questions you guys have. Again, I am doing a Q&A video. Last but not least, join the Discord in the pinned comment or the description, because we're trying to build a new community there for us to just chop it up even more and maybe just hop in the voice chat, watch games together. That's kind of what I'm envisioning for that. So make sure y'all join that up in the description or the pinned comment. And yeah, as far as the Q&A episode, I'm trying to do that before the season starts. So as many questions as you guys have, drop those in the comment section. It can be about anything that you guys want to ask me, and I will answer those as soon as possible. Let's get right into it. So, this game was, honestly, if you watched this game, man, you were a real Heat fan, because this game was the Sioux Falls Skyforce versus the San Antonio Spurs. That's what it was. Besides Duncan Robinson and Haywood Highsmith and Thomas Bryant, none of these players are in the rotation of the Heat. Yeah, it was just watching a bunch of G League players against the Spurs rotation, and we held our own. We held our own for the first three quarters. Obviously, this was against Wemby. Wemby, by the way, just to quickly touch on Wemby, he's going to be a force, man. He's going to be a force. Now, I did like what the Heat tried to do, try to make him a jump shooter. Eventually, did start knocking him down, but, I think that is, the blueprint, not to stop him, because he's 7'4" with that handle. Like, that is very difficult to stop, but just to kind of, throw him off guard, just get in his body, making him a jump shooter instead of, letting him go to the post and do what he wants to do. So yeah, shout out to Wemby, and then shout out to Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell is going to be one of them ones for the Spurs, man. He's really nice, and he's going to be, he's already one of the most underrated players, man. He had 21 points in 13 minutes for them. He slept on, and I think that he's going to be an all-star in this league. He's going to be an all-star for sure. But yeah, coming to the Heat, obviously we lost this game, but nine people were out. So again, not taking that loss too seriously. I thought we did hold our own. I do personally want to give a big shout out to Jamal Cain. 24 points and 10 rebounds, led us in scoring, and had the second most rebounds on the team behind Justin Champagnie. Huge shout out to the man, because Jamal was he was very good tonight. He was knocking down his threes. The three-point shot was very smooth from Jamal Cain. I think he knocked down 5 or 6 threes, and he was cutting, he was rebounding the ball, man. He was just very good, and he's definitely gonna get one of those spots. He might be the one to get the guaranteed spot, because I think we have one guaranteed spot and 3 two-way spots remaining on our team. That's what they were saying on the broadcast. We have 3 two-way spots and 1 guaranteed spot. He I think should get the guaranteed spot. He was here last year as well, and I feel like his athleticism, his defensive ability, if you put that with his ability to knock down the three, which he's worked on his shot for sure, you can see that, because last year he was more of a cutter and a slasher, but now he's starting to knock down the three at the clip that he is. I think he's going to be a very good 3-and-D prospect for the Heat going forward as a developmental piece. So I feel like if anybody should get that last spot, it should be him. So yeah, shout out to Jamal Cain, man. He was incredible tonight, and I feel like he was definitely our best player on the floor, and he kept us in it for majority of the game. So yeah, he is definitely, in my opinion, the player that should get that last guaranteed spot. The bigs, Thomas Bryant and Orlando Robinson, just to touch up on them, I thought Orlando had a really nice game. Bryant, he was okay. I think you're going to really see Bryant's deficiencies as a backup center defensively. I think defensively, you can already see he doesn't really have that rim protection that, you'd be looking for, which is why, again, he's been bouncing around too much. He's a very skilled offensive player. He can shoot the ball. I think that's a dynamic that we haven't had. Dedmon kind of had that trailing three going for like some time, but apart from that, man, that was like very on and off. Thomas Bryant is a legit skilled offensive center, and I feel like offensively he's going to be able to hold his own. We're going to be able to hold our own offensively when Bam is out. My only concern is that with Thomas Bryant, the defense is my only concern. Again, not saying Orlando's like a defensive player of the year guy, like he's not. But I feel like that is the area that if Orlando has a shot at beating Thomas Bryant, it's on the defensive end. Even though Orlando is not the greatest defender himself, I feel like they're both very similar in that way. Like Orlando's very, good offensive player, and he has a really nice touch around the rim and everything. But yeah, man, I feel like both of them, it's going to be a battle. I feel like it's not given. Right now, Thomas Bryant probably is the backup center, but Orlando could definitely take that spot from him if Thomas Bryant doesn't come with it. So I'm looking out for, that backup big man battle to see, what goes on there. Drew Smith. The Heat seem to love Drew Smith. I'm not really sold on Drew Smith. Like, I don't really see, what's so special about him. But again, like, I trust the Heat's, staff, but I just don't really I just don't see what the hype is about. Like, I'm not saying he's being hyped or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, the Heat seem to rave about Drew Smith every single time. When Spo talks about him, and then he didn't even play the last 5 minutes, so I'm assuming that meant that, they were trying to rest him up. But so they clearly value Drew Smith as a piece for sure. And as somebody, as a team that doesn't have too many backup point guards at all on this roster, I feel like Drew Smith could be one of the two-way players signed. Again, I don't really see it with him. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I hope he shows me otherwise. He had 13 points tonight, but he's just, I don't know, man. It's just, he's not the best shooter. He's very small. He's undersized. If you're undersized, if you're not a shooter, I just don't really know. Like, again, I just don't really know what you bring to the table. As a 6'1", 6'2" point guard who can't shoot. Offensively, I just don't know what he has. Defensively, he is a pest. I feel like that's why they like him a lot. This is, again, nothing against Drew Smith. I really hope he shows me otherwise, because I just don't see it, man. Maybe I could just be tripping. I could just be late to the party. I don't know. But yeah, just from the eye test itself, it doesn't really seem appealing to me, Drew Smith on this team. I thought Champagnie had a really good game with the rebounds. Obviously played his brother. I'm not sure if he's going to make the roster, but the 11 rebounds was very eye-popping for me. He's always been a good rebounder. I'm pretty sure he led the ACC in rebounds when he played for Pitt. So, and then his brother went to St. John's. So, Champagnie did have a good game. Duncan, man, this is the type of game that I expected Duncan to have 20 points in. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't too impressed with Duncan's night. Felt like he was rushing his shot a little bit and missed, I think he missed 3 or 4 free throws. Again, this is the type of things that you need in a game like this, where you're missing a bunch of guys. You need Duncan Robinson to be that player who kind of keeps the Heat afloat, because he's the most experienced player on this team right now who played this game. And yeah, I expected him to be the guy who led us in scoring, not Jamal Cain. So, he's gonna have to get his confidence back. You can already see he's, I don't know if it's just a slump, but yeah, honestly, I expected more from Duncan, and I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest. But, yeah, we'll obviously, have to see as time goes on. The season hasn't even started yet, so I don't want to overreact to anything, but just based off of what I've seen, I really need Duncan to become that version that he was before he got that contract for us, because that was prime Duncan. And we've seen flashes here and there. In the playoffs last year, he was pretty good, but we haven't really seen that consistent, production that he gave us back in 2019, 2020. So still looking for that, man. Still hoping that he can put it together and turn his career back on track, because he has a talent, man. This guy is the all-time leading three-point shooter in Heat history. So he just needs to make sure he gets a shot consistently. I think he made 3 threes today. Or he might have made 4 threes today, but he missed a ton. He missed a ton of good looks, wide open looks he missed. So again, it's a slump. Hopefully he gets out of the slump soon, because we're going to need him in the regular season. Cole Swider, like Thomas Bryant, you're going to have to watch his defense. Just laterally, he's just not quick. At 6'9", he's going to be guarding a lot of guards. He's not big enough to guard 4s, but again, he's not, small enough. Like, I mean, he's not quick enough to guard guards. So defensively, if he ever gets minutes in the season, I'm assuming he's gonna get one of the two-way spots because I think he does deserve it. I think everybody sees that. But if he gets any run in the regular season, you're gonna have to watch out for his defense, because his defense is probably his biggest weakness right now. If he can polish up that defense, you're gonna see a very, very good player. But again, he cannot, defend anything. I guess that's why the Lakers cut him, because of his defense. So if he's able to polish up his defense just to become an average defender, you're not going to become really quick overnight, but just to move his feet laterally and stuff like that, like, that's just all you need just for him to put in the effort. So hopefully we'll see, him take a step defensively. Thought Alondes Williams played a good game. Drew Peterson, I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, I don't think he's going to make the team. I think he probably has the least chance out of all these people to make the team. Not too much on him. Highsmith, man. Highsmith was guarding Wembanyama for majority of the time that he was on the floor. And I like that, because I feel like putting a smaller defender on Vic, who's more of a perimeter-oriented player, was a good strategy by Spo. Highsmith, I feel like, is taking the challenge. He hit a 3. He's going to be big for us, man. Him and Cain are going to be big for us if they get run in the season, because they're both, some of our best defenders. Probably them two and Jimmy are our best perimeter defenders, and then Bam is obviously not far behind because he's so versatile. But yeah, like, I feel like those two defensively, and if you're like, when we're looking at the progression on their shots, like, Highsmith definitely got better shooting wise. He like improved his form. There's no hitch or anything. And then same with Cain, and then obviously Caleb Martin again in the mix too. So we have a lot of versatile wings, with Butler and Jaquez and Cain and Highsmith and Martin. That's 5 guys on that can all switch, multiple positions and shoot the ball. So I'm very, obviously, apart from Jimmy, who's a monster offensively, he's just not a shooter. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see, the dynamic of these players. But yeah, Highsmith, I feel like obviously he already has a spot on this team, but did like what I saw from him defensively. I did like that. And then Sheikh Diallo checked in the last 10 minutes, man. He was okay. Didn't really make much of an impact. And yeah, that was basically just recapping each and every player from this game, man. Again, it was a loss, but I don't think it was a terrible loss, especially when you're missing 9 players. Like, it's just, what can you do at the end of the day? Like, we're relying on a bunch of G League players to keep us afloat, and we were in the game for majority of the time, so not complaining too much. Our next game is against Memphis on the 15th, so on Sunday. That's gonna be interesting because it's in Miami. We're gonna have to see who plays. I'm pretty sure Jaquez has a calf injury, a groin injury, a groin strain, and then Jovic's knee is messed up. Not messed up, but he has a knee injury. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see who plays. If Jimmy plays his first preseason game, pretty sure Bam, Tyler, Kyle, K-Love, J Rich, they're all healthy. So yeah, we'll have to see, on Wednesday what the lineup is, and obviously I'm going to be doing another recap after that game. So stick around, for the season, guys, because I'm going to be doing a lot of videos for you guys. You guys are absolutely going to love. So make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new to each and every single video, and leave a comment down below as to what you guys want to see next. Any questions, join the Discord, all of that good stuff. I'll see y'all later as always, man. Have a nice day. Peace.